Good evening, it's the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro, and welcome to Movie Reviews, where we review movies. We've got a review for you. We're going to review Bohemian Rhapsody. It's nominated for 5 Oscars: Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Sound Mixing, Best Sound Editing, and Best Editing. Also the winner of Best Film Drama at Golden Globes. Cole, can we believe that still? I'm still kind of in shock. But actually, after seeing the movie, I have a little bit of clarity. I kind of get why it won. I will say. I understand why it won. I mean, this is box office wise, this is a crowd pleaser of the year. People are this is just a movie you go to and you have fun, you hoot and howl with Freddie, and then the last 15 minutes you just have a freaking Queen concert. I think the case for this movie winning the Golden Globe and whatever else awards it wants to win, compared to A Star is Born, because they're kind of similar, is that this movie's just pure feel-good, pure entertainment. You're dancing in your seat. You're remembering why you like Queen. Your appreciation for the band is growing, and you just feel like you're having a concert in the theater. It is just so fun. There's a little weird backlash about people wanting to take movies seriously and being oh, Oscar season is for the serious movies, like A Star is Born, which is obviously a serious kind of tragic movie. Whereas Bohemian Rhapsody, it's hey, why can't we just go to the movies and have fun? Why can't we just award movies that are just purely entertaining? And I think that a lot of people felt that way, and that's why it won the award. This movie just has a war between the critics and the audience, because the critics are saying it's a mediocre movie. Their main argument is that this doesn't get under the skin of who Freddie Mercury is. And it's not deep enough. It's the Hollywood treatment of this band that took risks, and this movie is not taking risks. That's basically their argument. And to some extent, I do see that in the movie, but I wouldn't say that that's merit to call it a bad movie, because, hell, I didn't know what I was going to think of this movie, but I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it. I don't really know what to say about that. But I gotta say, Cole, I really enjoyed the movie. I didn't take it that seriously. I thought it was actually pretty well made. I really enjoyed the music throughout. I thought the sound mixing had so much punch in it. It really made me enjoy the movie. I thought it was edited really well, and I do think it deserves an editing nomination because of how the scenes flow together with the music. Yeah, and it's not an easy task to take all these different angles from a concert at the end of the movie and make that a cohesive 15-minute thing. It's not an easy task. You folks who might agree with the critics might say you're just turning your brain off and being dumb when you watch the movie. But listen, this is not the deep music biopic Love and Mercy, for example. You didn't get that. The movie doesn't really think it's that. The movie's trying to make a fun movie, and it actually almost makes its own case during the movie, because Freddie Mercury talks about how he, at the end of the day, he wants to give to his fans something that they can enjoy, and that's what the movie's doing. That's not necessarily true that it is the movie's responsibility, but that is just what the movie did. The movie sets out to make you love Freddie Mercury and Queen and appreciate what Freddie Mercury gave to his audience. And by the end of the movie, and especially the last 15 minutes, if you're kind of on board with the movie already, you're just getting it. You get that the movie's not being pretentious. It just wants you to appreciate and enjoy him. And I actually thought the way that he interacted with the audience in the end was really poignant, and he deserves an Oscar nomination for how he did that. I thought his physicality, the whole movie was excellent. The heart of the movie is that he knew how to connect with audiences, and so the movie is just trying to connect with us in the way that he wanted to. But if you're looking for a movie that's going to dive into who he really is, some people say it's not accurate. I don't really believe that. It didn't come across as accurate to me. It came across as safe, and the other band members didn't have any personality, I thought. It had some points to make about him as a flawed person, which is good. I would agree that it's more safe, and if you want a movie that feels like the movie that people are saying that they wish it was, I would say maybe Love and Mercy. I think that's a really good example of a music biopic that just maybe understand the character on such a deep level that I wouldn't necessarily get from this movie. It is hard for me to understand how you could just watch this movie and not have fun and be kind of bitter about it. It just won me over. I have a little of a bone to pick with I have a bone to pick with your bone, actually. Performance Rami Malek gives. I was a little bothered by the fact that he wasn't singing, because when he did sing, it felt like the voice that was coming out was kind of the voice of a different person, and made me believe it a little less. It was just different because you look at A Star is Born and you see how their singing is such an impactful part of their performance. But at the same time, how could you replace that one-of-a-kind voice? I thought that the lip syncing was pretty believable and pretty well done. I would say one thing I didn't like about the movie was it really relied on the editing to tell the story and make you excited, but I wanted to see more of like his performance in just a wide shot and just like see what he was doing on the stage. Instead, I felt like the editing was so like close and punching in that it was trying to give me like that rhythm, but I could have gotten it by just watching him. You know, as far as this movie feeling like a Hollywood treatment of the story of Queen, like, yeah, it does. It does feel like that. But do we care? But do we care because we're having fun? My answer is not really. I don't know if there's a lot you can flaw the movie for based on what it's setting out to do. I would say I think it could have delved deeper into, like, Freddie's relationships with other people. I think it did a good job with him and his girlfriend. I would have liked to see more of that drama, and maybe that drama go a little deeper than it did. Getting into those more dramatic moments, it feels a little like it's hitting beats. You know, not entirely artificial by any means. I think there are a couple like beats that are kind of awkward in the movie where you can feel them being a little forced. It can come across a little hokey. Like, there's definitely moments that come across as a little hokey in this movie. And the band didn't have a lot of personality. They were very flat for a movie that was about how the ensemble of Queen is supposed to work together. Like, it was not about the other performers at all. It would have been kind of a cool movie to have it be about them. The other three band members felt very much like a monolith. Like, they are like this one thing. And then Freddie Mercury is Freddie Mercury. He's totally different. Yeah. I think it's worthy of a nomination. I gotta be honest with you. There are other movies in this category that I like less, so why not? It can have Best Picture nomination. I'm not upset with it having Best Picture. I mean, there are other movies I like better that aren't in Best Picture, and this movie, you know, it already got like its box office reward, so it doesn't necessarily need that extra recognition. But I see why people are loving it and nominating it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, a lot of people are so bitter about people loving the movie, but they love the movie. Let them fucking have their fun. I'd probably give this movie an 8 out of 10. I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I can't decide if it's an 8 or a 9. So I hope you enjoyed this review. You know, we didn't dislike it as much as you probably expected. We kind of bashed the trailer, Cole. No, we accurately predicted that the movie would get mediocre reviews. But we inaccurately predicted that that would mean that it's not getting nominated, didn't we? It defied expectations, I would say. It defied convention in that regard.